Hello and welcome to the new video of Revit. This is our by default MEP project that when we install Revit, this comes by default. So I'm using this project file to explain the new video, which is about a new Dynamo program which we have made, and why what's the function of that program is that we have these equipments like fan coil units or air handling units, and this is our duct system, which is feeding this, which is used to deliver air for this particular equipment. Now we have this, if you go to duct systems, this static pressure value is automatically calculated by Revit. And if we go back to our equipment, we have an instance parameter value, external static pressure, which is a preset value, and I can give any value. It has nothing to do with the calculated value inside the system. So the program essentially what it does is takes that value from the system and give it to and just give it here. So the same value here, which is 45 pascals, it this should come here automatically. So that's the program that it does for all the systems. Now the thing is here, that we have the duct systems, which is a separate category, and we have the mechanical equipment and set, which is a separate category. They are not the same. And inside the systems, we don't get the instance values of our mechanical equipments. We only get the type value, which is the name, which is the type name of this family. So this is another problem, which makes it harder and difficult to do this. So I have done this for all the supply systems, and let's go to quickly to our program, because I'm going to also explain the program. So here we start with our duct systems as categories, and then we get all the elements of categories. So we've got these duct systems. These are all duct systems. The thing next is we we are going to get the value of parameter of this element, all of these elements, and we need the value of system name, because if I go back to our duct system, the parameter is system name. So I need the value, which is the value is this, but I need the parameter is this. This is our parameter and this is the value. So let's go back to our program, and so parameter by name, I got this, and then this is the value. Next is the value. So I got the value of this parameter. Next is that I have to convert that value of parameter into the spring. And no, sorry, I have to I have to filter all the systems which with the supply only, because we see that we have some exhaust and some return systems here. So what I want is to filter all the supply systems here. So we make use of this list filter by Boolean mask, which I will in the list I will just connect it with the elements, which are my mechanical systems, and then in the mask I will make use of this spring contains function. This is my spring here. This the output of this is the string, and search for supply. So in our whatever string will contain supply, it will be filtered out, and wherever we have the will not find the supply, it will be false. You can see here that our first return air system is here 28th number, so the 28th here is false. So let's move on, and here because after the filtration we got the in list and out list. So we've got in, which is all true, and then we have the out, which is all false. So we'll make use of in, and we get the parameter value by name, and our parameter is going to be system name. So our system name is, this is our system name, and we can these system names are generally coming by default. So I have chosen to rewrite the system name of only one system. Rest are all given by Revit itself. Now here I'm going to go back, because likewise this Dutch system in parallel I have chosen the categories mechanical equipments as well, and also again all elements of category. So like I said earlier, that we will get only the type parameter values of this. So these names of the equipments, they are the family type names. We don't get the direct access of the instance values, like the tag number or the mark number of these equipments. Rather, these are the type values. And one more problem is that for any type there can be many instances. So having said that, I have this one particular type, I cannot directly I cannot directly distinguish that which particular instance of this type is is this guy talking about at any number. So we'll do that later on in our program. So next is that again I have to get the parameter value system name, which is this, and here the result comes out like this, system name, and it gives me the list of all the systems which are being used in this particular equipment. So we have hydronic supply, hydronic return, and then we've got this system AH201 supply and mechanical return air. And there will be different systems used depending on what is there in that particular equipment. So for instance, in this we don't see any system assigned to this particular equipment, but that is going to be filtered out. Don't worry about that. And next what we do is we have to convert the output of this into a string. So the difference between this and this is only that this is a parameter value, and here we've got the same thing but as a string. So the next thing is that I want to get rid of this, these characters from S to the space right after the colon. And let me switch it on again. So I'll make use of string remove. So I have the string as string, and 0 is the index that I'm going to start from 0, and the count is 14, because if we count the number of characters from S to this final space bar, it will become 14. So, and the result of this, it will be the same, except that the initial thing will be removed from S to the space bar. So this is our result. Rest everything is same. Rest everything is going to be the same. Now the next thing what I want to do, what we have to do here is to split this thing using a separator. So we use the string split function to split the list of the, like for example this index 0 we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I want to make the list of this list. So in the sub list for 0 index will contain 4 items, and then for 1 and 2 and so on. So I have the separator like a comma, because here these different values, they are separated by comma. So that I have to make use of this string comma. And then the result of this is this. We've got this list under this list. So the first equipment, which is for which the index is 0, we have all of these 4 systems, and then we have 3 systems, and then 3 systems, and so on. We keep going on. So one thing we have to keep in mind also, that the number of duct systems, the number of elements in duct systems, and number of elements in mechanical equipment, they are also not going to be the same. It's not necessary that they will be same. For instance, we have these 47 here, and we have this 45 here, because we might have some equipments which are not which have nothing to do with the duct systems, like a pump or like a boiler. So we're going to have all the mechanical equipment. Sometimes some people use even water tanks as mechanical equipment, so they will also become here. But don't worry, we're going to filter out, and we're going to see that in the end result, we're going to see that each of these systems, which particular instance of mechanical equipment is used. That is the objective. So we'll move to where I was after the split string. I've got this. Now here is this node is the key node to do this whole thing. The thing is, we reached here from the duct systems. We reached here and we got these values, which is AH01 supply and then mechanical supply A2. If you notice here that we are getting these values here as well, AH01 supply and then mechanical supply A2. And one more thing is, here I would like to add that the sequence of the mechanical equipments appearing in the mechanical system list is not necessarily to be the same as the sequence that we see here in the mechanical equipment list. So, but that is also not an issue. It's because of this. So the main thing here, what we do is, if you right click here and we see the lacing, this has to be the cross product. And this cross product will make sure that they make every single combination for this against all the list of this, and then second item against all the items of this, and then the third item with all the 132 list of this. So which means that in the output of this, I'm going to get the product of 132 times 41, which makes it 500 5412. So this is going to be the huge list. The thing in this list is that this gives us the category. This gives us the this list under this list. That is the problem. And we see the systems in this output. We see the duct systems under under each mechanical equipment. Under each mechanical equipment. So we have got this 47 mechanical equipments, because in Dynamo the numbering it starts from 0 always. So 46 means we have 47 systems. As you see here, we have this 47. So now the thing is, like I said, that in this result, what we get is, if I scroll it down to the last item of this list at this position, this list. So what I'm going to see is that if I go up, there you go, 47. So I have mechanical equipment in this level, and then at this level I have these systems, duct systems. So I want the reverse of that. So all of these metrics, all I need to do is just to transpose this matrix, and the result of this will be, I'll have the mechanical equipment. I'll have the mechanical equipment in this level 2, and I'll have the mechanical duct systems on this level 3. So after I do the transpose, that is the result. So if I scroll it down to the last, so you can see here that this is my last 47th item, which means that this is mechanical equipment. And if I go up here all the way to the first entry of this list, now I'm going to find that this is 40 41, which means it is we have this 41. So now that is the thing which I want. I want the mechanical equipment to be listed under duct systems, for which I have made use of this transpose. Next thing again, I have to get the string from object, and because these here are the boolean, these are on nothing but the sets of just zeros and ones. False is zero and true is one. What I want is that I want to get the result of this as a string. So why do we need that? We'll come to know later on. So the next thing is, uh, now after I get this as a string from object, and I make use of the string node and write it here true, which one is equal to this. So I'll get the result here like this. And then I'm going to use this result, which is again a boolean, as a mask in filter list by boolean, and I'll get the result like this, and I'll get the trues and all the false as empty list. So the next thing is that I'm going to get the index of all the true values, so which will give me this. But the thing is that this is modified. If I make a new index of list index of this is the this is the same. This node is same as of this. The only difference is that we have to make use of levels. So when I go here, click, and I have to click this use levels, and then I can specifically tell that at which level I need to get the index of, at which level. So so I have made here make use of levels, and I can keep this on as well. So I want to get the index of this true and the list number 2. So because here it shows me the list of list of list of list. So this first level, and then this is second level. So I need the index of true at the level 2. The next is again the result of this is, so zeros and minus 1. So minus 1 is where it's not going to find any index. The result will be minus 1. So I have to repeat this again, and at the level 2, and at this time I have to write 0. So here you go. So we have this, finally what we have got, that we have this list of, at level 2 we have mechanical duct systems, and at here level 1 we have got the mechanical equipments which are being served by this system. So here we see a problem that this 34 has a value -1. So it means that there is some problem that we have, and because of that we see here a warning. So if we go back to our project, so after doing a little research that what equipment is there at that particular point, I find it to be this one. It is this. So if you see here, it's duct systems. So it's mechanical supply 34. So there is some problem here. Go back here. 34. So the problem is that this guy is some problem. So let me first move this tag to its proper location, and then I select this, and it shows me mechanical supply 34. And I can see that there is something wrong here, that this duct fitting family, which is a reducer, is not shown properly connected to this duct. And when I select this, it gives me mechanical air supply 35, which is something wrong. This and this should be same. So this is 34 and this is 35. So I'm going to rectify this. I delete this, and I select and join this with this again, and now this is 34 and this is also 34. So all the problem has been solved. So now if we go back to Dynamo, so we see that that warning which was appearing here before, it is no more. And the problem of -1 here is also gone. So essentially we have each duct equipment as a result, equipment being served by that particular duct system. So we have got the 40 system. Before it was 41 because 34 and 35 they were getting duplicated. So we have total of 40 systems. And now this the next thing is let's get item at index. What we have, these are the indices of mechanical equipment being served by these duct systems, which was our primary objective to do this program. And for what does it mean that the duct system as zero index has the mechanical equipment which has a zero index, and a duct system of 7 index has mechanical equipment which is 16 index. That was our purpose, and this is sufficient enough. This result is sufficient enough. But we'll go just a little further, and we'll get this get item and index because I have to I have to get the values of I have to filter these and the indexes of this result. So there you go. So these are my equipment, and now these equipments are also 40 in number. So each one is corresponding to their each system is corresponding to their particular mechanical equipment as a result of this. And now we can get the mark of this. Here is the mark. These are my instance parameter values which we wanted right from the beginning, that we don't know the which instance value of equipment is being used. And now what we do is we'll go back here, all elements of category, and we have this element parameter that's not being used, so just remove it, and I'll make use of get parameter value by name, get parameter value by name, and there you go. Here we have elements to element, and then I'll make use of string, and my the name of parameter is static pressure. I'll show you here again. Duct system, this name is static pressure. So let's go back to Dynamo, and here, so these are the values of my static pressure. This clearly shows that some of them they don't have any value at all. That's not a problem. Next thing is that these values we want to give to the this list of this to the AHUs of this, because they are the fan coil units or AHU with these marks. So here it's a mark, and we can this is get parameter value, and I can also view. Now I have to make use of set parameter value by name, and element is going to be this because this are my mechanical equipment. And so this is my element, and I'll make use of string again, and I have to go back and see what's the name of the parameter inside mechanical equipment. So the name is external static pressure. So there you go. So this is external static pressure, and that is my parameter value, and the value I have to grab it from which I just get here. These are my values. I just so this will go all the way from here to this, and boom, it's because the parameter storage type is not a string. I have to go back to the program to see if it has functioned or not. So let's say we have this, which we saw earlier in the building, 45 Pascals, and here It is 45 Pascal. That's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed and hope this is useful as well.